Hi friends, good day. Today I'm going to start problem number 2, page number 39. Last class we had discussion on few problems we have worked out in the last class where without applying 3 tests and how to go for buyback of shares we have learned. The reason for why 3 tests are not required has been explained in the previous class. I hope you might have gone through that. Like the example which I had taken last class, that company wish to buy. I think first problem also you can see this. I think I have given as homework to you. Company announced to buy back 25% of its equity shares. Okay, company achieved the target of buyback. Or you can see the one more problem which you have worked out in the last class, that company wants to buy back 25,000 equity shares of 10 each on 1st April 16 at 20 rupees per share. Buyback of shares is duly authorized by articles. The necessary resolution has been passed. The buyback of shares company is also within the provisions of Companies Act 2013. So therefore what we have done, where 3 test is not required to be applied, the reason is the buyback of shares is also within the provisions of the Companies Act. But the problem which we are going to work out today, so the last class I worked out 2 problems. Those 2 problems were applying without 3 tests, how to go for accounting treatment of buyback shares we have learned. Today's class we need to see, before I go to the complete problem, let me read this particular thing. The company wants to buy back of 25,000 equity shares. Company wants to buy back of 25,000 equity shares. So here the number of shares that is to be purchased, that is to be brought back, their own shares has been mentioned, and 10 rupees share value they are going to buy at 20 rupees per share. This also has been mentioned. Buyback of shares is duly authorized by article, that is okay, fine. And the payment for buyback shares will be made by company out of sufficient bank balance available as part of current asset. Whatever the amount we need, that amount is included in current asset. That means current assets is including bank balance. What is the bank balance? We don't know. But what are the bank balance? Bank balance we need for acquiring the buyback shares. I think that is sufficient bank balance we are having. So current assets is including bank balance. Then they are saying the payment for buyback of shares will be made by company out of sufficient bank balance available as part of current assets. Comment with your calculations whether buyback of shares by company is within the provisions of the Companies Act 13. If yes, if that is true, which is, that means whatever the number of shares that is going to be purchased by the company is, that they have decided to buy, is within the provisions of Companies Act 2013 or not. That is they are asking. If it is yes, how you will be knowing that is yes or no? That you will be knowing by applying 3 tests. The 3 tests will determine whether the company can go for buyback of 25,000 equity shares or not. So today's class we are working on the problem with the application of with 3 tests. Last a few problems, 2 problems I have worked out. One problem, first problem I have given as homework to you. I think you might have done that. That problem I think is also there in the study material. I am not sure about it. Maybe it is there as a practice question, or I think that you can easily do it. The previous problem is same like the what we have worked out in the last class. So whether buyback shares by companies within the provisions of Companies Act, if S pass necessary journal entries towards buyback of shares and prepare balance sheet after buyback of shares. So this is what with the 3 tests. So when They are asking you that buyback of shares is within the provisions, or if this number of shares to be purchased is not mentioned. If number of shares purchased as buyback is not mentioned, asking us to ascertain the maximum number of shares that can be bought back, we need to go for with a 3 test. What are those 3 tests today? We will be seeing that, right? The 3 test, here I am writing determination of buyback of maximum number of shares. As per Companies Act. Is list of the following. List of the following 3 tests. Determination of buyback of maximum number of shares as per Companies Act is list of the following 3 tests. Number 1, outstanding shares test. Number 2, resource test. Number 3, debt equity ratio test. So determination of buyback of maximum number of shares as per Companies Act is list of the following 3 tests: outstanding test, resource test, and debt equity test, debt equity ratio test. These 3 formulae, or these 3, how to ascertain these 3 test results will be explained along with doing the problem. So let me start with second problem. Equity share capital of 10 each, fully paid 12,50,000. Revenue reserves 15 lakh, security premium 2,50,000, P&L account 1,25,000. These 3 can be called as reserves. Okay, are including equity share capital, is also called as shareholders funds. Shareholders funds. You learned that it is also called as shareholders funds. So equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. In reserves and surplus, for this particular problem, as I told you, including security premium. I talk about reserves. When I talk about reserves, means here generally we talk about reserves. No, the right term to be used is free reserves. For clear? For buyback of shares, free reserves including security premium. Shareholders funds means free reserves plus paid up capital. Free reserves plus paid up capital is equal to shareholders funds. Here just I am writing shareholders funds paid up capital plus free reserves including security premium for this particular problem. So revenue reserve is a free reserve, P&L account is a free reserve, you all are aware of it. Last class also I given as per latest audited balance sheet. But it includes security premium for buyback of shares. Clear to all of you? So that's fine. So now, secured loans 12% debentures, unsecured loans, current liabilities. Fixed assets, current assets. Current assets is including bank balance, I have told you. The company wants to buy back 25,000 equity shares and 10 of rupees 10 each on 1st April 16 at 20 rupees per share. Buyback of shares is duly authorized by its articles and necessary resolution passed by the company towards this. The payment for buyback shares will be made by company out of sufficient bank balance available as part of Companies Act, as part of current assets. Comment with your calculation whether buyback of shares by company is within the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. If yes, pass necessary general entries towards buyback of shares and prepare the balance sheet after buyback of shares. Now let me tell you one thing, sir. Just now I have explained you that determination of buyback of maximum number of shares. Sir, what is the difference between maximum number of shares and 25,000 here given? Let me tell you, we need to have this 25,000 may be equal to maximum number of shares, or it can be less than 25, less than maximum. But this 25,000 equity shares cannot be more than maximum number of shares as per Companies Act by applying 3 tests for buyback. I repeat once again. I told you that the determination of buyback of maximum number of shares are as per Companies Act is list of the following 3 tests I have told you, that is outstanding test, resource test and debt equity ratio test. But what I am trying to tell you is that the maximum number of shares can be more than 25,000 or can be equal, but it cannot be less than 25,000. Okay, this 25,000 is not given. Whatever the maximum number of shares which we are going to get can be considered as the number of shares that can be bought back. But having said, here we already in the problem that the directors have decided to go for buyback of 25,000 equity shares. Now they are saying that comment with your calculation whether buyback of shares by company, that is talking about 25,000 equity shares, is within the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. That means unless you know what is maximum number of shares that is being allowed, which is list of the following 3 of the test which I have discussed just now. What are those tests, sir? Outstanding test, resource test and debt equity ratio test. And if that result is more than 25,000, then you are not going to, suppose for example you are going to get 26,000 equity shares maximum permissible, but since they have decided to go for only 25,000, you have to go only for 25,000. Suppose maximum number of shares that has to be 24, then you cannot go for 25, you have to go for only for 24. That means since they have already decided to go for 25,000 equity shares as buyback, you should understand that the maximum number of shares has to be more than the number of shares they have already decided, or it can be equal. If the maximum number of is less than 25, then that, suppose this is 24, you cannot go for 25,000. That means this buying of 25,000 equity shares given in the problem is based on the outcome of 3 tests. Okay, that is point number 1. If this number of shares is not given in the question, this 25,000 has been given, whether buyback company wants to go for buyback of shares, how many shares they can buy as per the provisions of Companies Act, then directly you can take the maximum number of shares that company can purchase. Okay, so now I will be explaining these 3 test results. If I work out the problem, you will be able to know that. Okay, let me start the solution. First, determination of buyback of maximum number of equity shares as per Companies Act 2013. We have already known that outstanding test. Outstanding shares test. Is equal to maximum number of shares that can be brought back. Outstanding share test, maximum number of shares that can be brought back. So please try to understand, outstanding test will give you maximum number of shares that can be brought back. Resource test also maximum number of shares that can be brought back. Debt equity ratio test also will give you maximum number of shares that can be brought back. Out of these three tests, whichever is this, that will be selected. This is the important point you should understand. So please don't panic, don't confuse. Very simple point. Once if you work out two problems, you'll be knowing. Initially it may feel that it is a bit difficult for you to remember. It's very simple. You should know when we need to go for three tests. I've already explained from last two classes. I've been explaining on that. Today's class, when the situation has come where we need to apply three tests, excuse me, three tests we need to apply. So what I am trying to say is that the outstanding shares test also will give you maximum number of shares that can be brought back according to this test. Resource test also that will give you maximum number of shares that can be brought back. And debt equity ratio test also that will give you maximum number of shares that can be brought back. So out of these three results, whichever is least, that will be taken as maximum number of shares as per Companies Act. So we are applying three tests. Out of three tests, the least value will be considered. Okay, then the formula I am giving, that is equal to maximum number of shares, 25% of outstanding shares. He is saying 25% of outstanding shares. So let me take you to number of shares. To find out number of shares, 12,50,000 by 10. Here first I am finding out number of shares. Total paid up capital 12,50,000. Face value of share 10 rupees. You are getting 1,25,000. Therefore 25% of 1,25,000 is equal to 1,25,000 into 25%. You are getting 31,250 shares. shares. Is this clear? Point number 2. Already we got the result of which test? Outstanding shares test. Second one, resource test. Is equal to maximum number of shares that can be bought back. Resource test says that maximum number of shares that can be bought back, that is equal to 25% of paid up capital plus free reserves by buyback price per share. Clear? Under this formula is 20, here also 25% of paid outstanding test is 25% of outstanding shares means, what is outstanding shares? I told you we got our number of shares means 12,50,000 by 10 as on this date. What is the shares which is outstanding means the shares which is standing in the balance sheet of the company is 1,25,000. 12,50,000 by 10 we are getting 1 lakh, out of which 25% is the limit as per Companies Act. Now the second test, what they are saying, resource test, is maximum number of shares that can be bought back is 25%. You have to maintain 25% of paid up capital plus free reserves. So now, and buyback price per share. The reason is that it is value, no? This is amount in rupees, this is amount in rupees. To get number of shares, I am dividing with buyback price per share. So now, here paid up capital plus free reserves. So here what I am doing, first I am detailed way I am writing, my dear friends. You are doing for the first problem. These steps you can curtail if you want. Paid up capital 12,50,000. Clear? Next, free reserves. In the problem given, revenue reserve, free reserve including security premium. Please remember, for this chapter free reserve, generally for other chapters free reserve will never include security premium. For this particular chapter free reserves including security premium. So free reserves, that is equal to, in this problem we are having, I told you, free reserve, revenue reserve, security premium and P&L account, that is 15 lakhs plus 2,50,000 plus 1,25,000. Revenue reserves. Security premium 2,50,000. Next, P&L account 1,25,000. 15, 17, 18,75,000. This is free reserves. So paid up capital plus free reserves, 12,50,000 18,75,000. It is coming to 31,25,000. Okay, now %25 of paid up capital. This is paid up capital plus, I have already written heading. So 25% of paid up capital plus free reserve is equal to 31,25,000 into 25%. You are getting 7,81,250. 7,81,250. Next. Maximum number of shares. I've already given the formula. 25% of paid up capital plus free reserve by buyback price per share. 7,81,250 by 20 rupees. Here I am writing buyback price per share 20 rupees we have seen in the problem. This is what is called as buyback price per share. So 7,81,250 it is coming to 39,062.5. When we talk about shares, we can ignore fraction. 39,062 shares. So get all of you. We have got maximum number of shares under outstanding share test is 31,250 shares. Maximum number of shares under resource test 39,062, and only the last result which we should go for is, tell me, debt, equity, debt equity ratio test. Debt equity ratio test is very important one. This debt equity ratio test, my dear friends, will be followed by simultaneous equation method. Debt equity ratio test can be ascertained by simultaneous equation method. So for this, there is an important point. For this test, debt or loans cannot be in excess of twice the equity funds. Suppose equity funds 10 lakhs. Debt can be up to 2 lakhs. It is 2 times of equity funds. In excess of twice the equity funds. Two is to 1 ratio. In simple, debt or loan can be twice of equity fund. In some cases, it can be more than 2:1 also. That is theory we learn, but for the time being problem, it is also called as 2:1. In simple, debt and loan can be twice of equity funds. Equity funds post buyback. Post buyback. That is after buying the equity shares, buyback of equity shares. So for this particular thing, few points you all should be thorough with this. This third is important. Most of you should understand that you should focus on this. For this debt equity ratio test, I think this you can, if you practice 2 or 3 problems, you can able to do it. Loan funds. Loan funds. Here loan funds, I have told you already. Secured loans is a loan fund, unsecured loan current liabilities. These three can be taken as loan funds. So let me start with 12% debentures, 18,75,000. Plus unsecured loan 10 lakhs plus current liabilities. Is 16,50,000. $16,50,000. You go for adding these three. 18,75,000 plus 10 lakhs plus 16 lakhs 50,000. It is coming to 45 lakhs 25,000. Now B, minimum equity to be maintained after buyback, as I told you, in the ratio of 2:1 means we need to find out minimum equity. That means equity shall be half of this, I told you. Our loan funds is twice of minimum equity to be maintained after buyback is nothing but 2:1 is nothing but A by 2. This is A by 2. I am dividing with 2. $45 lakhs 25,000 divided by 2. If I do with the calculator, 22 lakhs 62,500. I hope you all are following, my dear friends. This, if you want, you have to listen to this class again. 22 lakhs 62,500. Then for debt equity ratio, objective is to find out maximum number of shares that can be bought back. No, to go for maximum number of shares that can be bought back, I am going for loan funds. Is in that third debt equity ratio, point number 1, I need loan funds. Point number 2, I need to find out minimum equity to be maintained. Point number 3, now present equity, or it is also called as present shareholders funds. Present equity or shareholders funds, that is equal to paid up capital plus free reserves. Already we have done it. Paid up capital plus free reserves, 31 lakhs 25,000. No, already we have done it. Or If anybody is having doubt, I'll put it this here. Present equity will be useful to you. Let me write again. Paid up capital, tell me. That is equal to paid up capital is equal to how much we got? 12,50,000 plus free reserves. Free reserves I have already done it now here. Directly I can take instead of again going again. 18,75,000. $31,25,000. Clear? Then D point, future equity or shareholder fund. Future equity or shareholder fund. So future equity by shareholder fund. Future equity or shareholder fund. Future means this is important. See what happened. Future shareholder fund means present equity shareholders minus CRR. Why CRR? Because what happened? The present equity, from that a part of amount is transferred to capital redemption reserve. That means out of 31,25,000, nominal value of shares bought back will be transferred to capital redemption reserve. So that is what I'm writing here. Future equity is equal to present equity or shareholders funds minus amount to be transferred to CRR. This we will be able to know through working notes. Why working notes? I'll tell you. So present equity or shareholder funds, we got 31,25,000. Now try to understand. When you will be knowing CRR, please try to understand. When you will be knowing CRR, when you know how many shares that can be bought back as per the Companies Act 13. So to find out the number of shares that to be bought back, you should know CRR. To know CRR, you should know bought back of shares. Trickish point. The reason is, try to understand. To find out the number of shares to be bought back, you need CRR information. Future equity, you need it. Future equity is nothing but present equity minus amount to be transferred to CRR. Unless you know that, how can you know that what is the number of shares that you are going to buy? So that is why when we do the problem, we assume the amount to be transferred to CRR as X value through simultaneous equation method. Amount to be transferred to CRR we can ascertain through which method? Simultaneous equation method, that we will be learning in the due course of time now after completion of few more points. Then E. Maximum permitted buyback. Maximum permitted buyback of equity is equal to D minus B. What is D here? Future equity minus B. Minimum equity to be maintained. Future equity after CRR, minimum equity. So suppose 100 rupees is future equity, minimum equity is 80. How many shares you can go for buyback? Maximum permitted buyback is 20 rupees. So future equity minus minimum equity to be maintained. Are you following, all of you? So this future equity after deducting CRR. Present equity minus CRR is equal to future equity. That means unless I know this value through working notes, I won't be getting future equity. Unless I get future equity, I won't be going maximum permitted buyback. So minimum equity means this is maintained as per statute, as per Companies Act. Future equity is after present equity minus CRR is future equity. So please try to understand these. All the values are in rupees. This is amount in rupees. This is amount in rupees. This is amount in rupees. This is in rupees. And this is also going to be in rupees. So now one information I am having. What is the one information I am having? Minimum equity 22,62,500. So the maximum permitted buyback of equity we can find out through simultaneous equation. This can be called as Y value, or once if you know CRR, we can get future equity. Future equity we can directly get it. So are you following? So maximum permitted buyback we take as a Y value, CRR as X value. By substituting the simultaneous equation through solving the simultaneous equation, we can get X value and Y value. This is what, just for discussion sake, I am telling this is what is called as Y value. This is what is called as CRR is called as X value. X and Y. Or if you know X, we can get future equity. So no need to worry about it. Once you know future equity, we can get maximum permit. But this is what solving the equation. X and Y is just for information I am writing. This is what we will be finding out through this. But I told you the objective, I've been telling you so many things. Number of times I've told you that all those three tests, whatever I've told you, outstanding test, maximum number of shares bought back. Here also maximum number of shares bought back. Here also maximum number of shares bought back. So in these three through these three tests, the maximum number of tests which is least is the deciding factor for going for buyback of shares. So already I got this value. This is maximum number. Under outstanding test, this is also maximum number of shares. Now I want maximum number of shares. on a debt equity ratio. So for debt equity ratio, to get maximum number of shares, first X value I should get, then I should get Y value, then I can go for F. F is maximum number of shares excuse me, that can be bought back. Excuse me, that can be bought back. Maximum number of shares that can be bought back at 20 rupees per share is equal to E by 20 rupees per share. What is it? Maximum permitted buyback of equity by, or E means, if you are having confusion, I'll write it. Maximum permitted. See, in the textbooks you don't have this much detailed information, okay, or in solutions whenever they work out, but I am trying to give you in detailed manner. They later on you condense it, it's your wish. Maximum permitted buyback by value of buyback per share. This maximum permitted buyback you are getting from where? E. So once if you get that value by 20 rupees, then this will become debt equity ratio test. Then finally we can write, after getting that value, statement showing the maximum number of shares to be bought back which is statement showing the maximum number of shares to be bought back, which is list of the following. Statement showing maximum number of shares to be bought back, which is list of the following. Okay, so here A, shares outstanding test, B, resource test, C, debt equity ratio test. So already these two results I am having. Shares outstanding, the test result I got, resource test maximum number of shares I got. First, if you start with 31,250 shares is outstanding shares test, 31,250. This is Resource test is 39,062 shares. So these two results I got it. I am writing those two results here. Shares outstanding test 31,250. Resource test I got 39,062, and debt equity test I need to do. I need to ascertain after doing working notes. If I don't know X value, I can't get this. If I can't get this, I can't get maximum permitted buyback of equity. I hope you got the clarity of this. Okay. Now this I am going for working notes. Then I am leaving some space for commenting. Why I need some space for commenting is that whether it is within the provisions of Companies Act or not, that has been mentioned. So for this problem, unless I go in this way, I cannot go for working notes. Clear to all of you? So I am leaving some space. Then let me give working notes to all of you. So what is working notes, sir? Working notes, the objective of working notes is that why I need working notes. Here also I am giving detailed explanation. Let me orally explain, then you can copy down this. In the problem, it is silent that company has surplus funds to, in this question it is stated that the company has surplus funds to dispose of. Here he says that the payment for buyback of shares will be made by the company out of its sufficient bank balance available as part of current assets. This is what has been mentioned here. So what I am telling you is that in this question it is stated that the company has surplus funds to dispose of. Therefore, it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves or security premium. We got three tests, no? Last class we have learned, and before last class also. Number one, free reserves you can use, security premium you can use, the source for buyback, and third I told you proceeds of fresh issue of shares or securities. Now, since company is having sufficient funds, means no need for you to go for fresh issue. No need to go for fresh issue. So therefore it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves or security premium. Hence, a sum equal to nominal value of the shares bought back shall be transferred to CRR. So why we need to CRR is that since we got sufficient amount for making payment, okay, therefore it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves or security premium. Hence, a sum equal to nominal value of the shares bought back shall be transferred to CRR, that is capital redemption reserve. Clear? So that is what I am writing here as a working notes. In working notes, in this question, it is silent. It is stated, not silent. It is stated that the company has surplus funds to dispose of. This is dispose of. Payment for buyback shares. Buyback shares. Therefore, it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves or securities or security premium. As I told you, we are source for buyback. I've also explained the logic for this. To understand this, you should remember the logic of why companies, how the company will satisfy the existing equity shareholders, how they are satisfying the creditors of the company. These things clearly I mentioned. My dear friends, the book is in study material, more emphasis on literature of law. But here I am trying to explain the reason for why we are going it. So this is very important. You take any model test papers, any, I mean, what is it called, a scanner or anything, any book, you call them as where you got solutions. The solution is copy paste of whatever has been given in the your ICA study material, ICA website. Weaver's knowledge portal, whatever the answer they are giving, you can see copy paste. You don't have any explanation. You need to search for explanation. So if you are thorough with the theory part in all chapters, I told you, you sometimes you need to listen to once or twice or thrice or more than that. The advantage of this, the advantage of recording lectures is this. Live lecture, there is a plus point, minus point. Plus point is that if you, by looking at your body language and if I can guess something and I can repeat it twice or thrice there itself. Here I am trying as if assuming that I am giving a live lecture. Live lecture I am giving. But having said, sometimes you may not be focusing, sometimes you may not be concentrating. So when you are not concentrating, or if you got doubt, the advantages, you go back, but you should have the patience to listen. The advantage is whenever you got the free time, just you can relax and you can listen to this. Okay. So please remember, therefore it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves or security premium. Hence, a sum equal to nominal value, sum equal to nominal value of the share bought back shall be transferred to CRR. What is that, sir? Capital Redemption Reserve. Okay, company has surplus funds to dispose of, payment for buyback share. Therefore, it is presumed that buyback is out of free reserves. Hence, a sum equal to nominal value of the shares bought back shall be transferred to CRR. Clear? Next. So therefore, for calculation, I have told you, for calculation of future equity, that is share capital and free reserves, amount transferred to CRR and buyback has to be excluded from the present equity. This is what I have done here. Okay. Present equity, to find out future equity, present equity minus amount to be transferred to CRR will become future equity. So this is what I am writing. This is nothing but future equity. This is what I am just again writing here. Therefore, for calculation of future equity, that is share capital and free reserves amount transferred to CRR on buyback has to be excluded from the present equity. Everything, all this stuff you can avoid in the examination. This is for you to understand the literature, working notes that you can straight away slip. This is all the explanation part from where I am explaining. Note, even if you write, there is nothing wrong in that, but you can curtail it if you want. But here I am giving 2 to 3 points more for you to understand. Why, sir? The reason I am giving. The reason is CRR is not available for distribution as a dividend. So therefore CRR is not a free reserve. Okay, of course revenue reserve you are converting into it. So I think that is too much. You can just remember, I am not going to give you. The reason is CRR is not available for distribution as dividend. Hence CRR is not a free reserve. Please remember, you can note down, there is nothing wrong in that. The reason is, this is for explanation. The reason is why you are deducting CRR, sir. CRR, when you are capitalizing, means free reserves is being converted into capital reserve. It can't be used for declaration of dividend, but that can be used for bonus shares. We have learned in one of our previous classes. The reason is that CRR is not available for distribution as dividend. Hence CRR is not a free reserve. The reason is CRR is not available for distribution as dividend. Hence CRR is not a free reserve. Clear? Now what is that we need now, sir? Amount transferred to CRR and maximum equity be bought back will be calculated by simultaneous equation. I told you maximum equity, Y value, amount to be transferred to CRR, I have told you as X value. That X and Y value, earlier I have explained you that here. X, what is X value, what is Y value, here I have written. This is CRR is X, maximum permitted buyback is Y. So to find out X value and Y value, I need to go for a simultaneous equation. That is what I am writing here. Amount transferred to CRR, I think by this time is clear. CRR means capital redemption reserve, and maximum equity to be bought back will be calculated by simultaneous equation method. So unless you get these two values, CRR and maximum equity, I can't get the maximum number of shares to be purchased as buyback. So debt equity ratio test is based on this simultaneous equation. So here I am giving, suppose whatever written, I am just giving detail. Amount transferred to CRR is X. Okay. And maximum permitted buyback of equity is Y. So this is what, suppose amount transferred to CRR is X and maximum permitted buyback of equity is Y. Then we write here, then equation 1 is going to be present equity minus nominal value of buyback transfer to CRR minus minimum equity to be maintained is equal to maximum permissible buyback of equity. This is what is called as, this I am calling as Y. This is what is called as X value. Now I got present equity in the problem. You can see $31,25,000. I also got minimum equity to be maintained, 22,62,500. Now only which is missing, X value and Y value is missing. So I can do like this equation now. So that is equal to present equity 31,25,000 minus nominal value buyback to transfer to CRR is, we don't know, X, minus minimum equity to be maintained 22 lakhs, I have told you, already shown, 62,500 is equal to maximum permissible buyback. This is Y. Okay, so I can say, since so if you see since 31,25,000 minus 22,62,500. If you go for simplification of it, 31,25,000 minus 22,62,500. It is coming to 8,62,500 minus X is equal to Y. This is equation 1. I think you can understand it. Now, equation 2, I have to go for equation 2. Equation 2. Maximum buyback by offer price for buyback into nominal value is equal to nominal value of, or let me say X value. What is this? I told you X is nominal value of shares bought back transfer to CRR. Okay. So now, if you see that maximum buyback, I told you is Y, no equation. Y by offer price per share, 20 into nominal value 10 rupees is equal to X, or I can say 2X is equal to Y, no? This is equation number 2. What is equation number 1? 8,62,500 minus X is equal to Y. This is equation number 1. Two X is equal to Y, that is equation 2. So by simplification, by solving the above equation, I think you can do that. You can able to work out on that. By solving the above equation, you can do it, all of you. We get X is equal to rupees, this is important, CRR amount 2,87,500. Y is rupees 5,75,000. You'll be getting it by solving the equation. We get X is equal to 2,87,000. You can cross check. Y is equal to 5,75,000. That I have solved. I am directly giving the values. You can go for solving like X plus Y is equal to 8,62,500 and 2X minus Y is equal to 0. If you solve it, you will be getting X is equal to 8,62,500 by 3. Y is equal to 2 into 2,87,500, 5,75,000 you will be getting. 5,75,000 you will be getting it. This you can do it. My dear friends, clear to all of you. Now, since I got X value, Y value, there I waited, no? Here I can go for it. Yeah. Future equity minus minimum equity to be maintained. This is maximum permit. Sorry, this is amount to be transferred to CRR. Working notes. We got amount to be transferred to CRR is 2 lakhs 87,500. This is from where you got working notes. So now 31 lakhs 25,000 minus 2 lakhs 87,500, you will be getting 28 lakhs 37,500. Am I right? How much you will be getting? 2 lakhs. I take the calculator. Let me cross check once again. 31 lakhs 25,000 minus 2 lakhs 87,500. I'm getting 28 lakhs 37,500. Actually here maximum permitted buyback I got already 5 lakh 75,000 through equation y value through simultaneous equation. But you also can do this. D minus B. What is D, sir? 28 lakhs 37,500. You can cross check. 28 lakhs because D is nothing but 28 lakhs 37 future equity minus minimum equity we maintained. We have already taken the value 28 lakhs 37,500 minus 22 lakhs 62,500. You are getting 5 lakhs 75,000. This you can expect as a 10 marks question, my dear friends, is important. Now what is it I want? Maximum number of shares to be bought is nothing but maximum permitted buyback is how much? 5 lakh 75,000. No, 5 lakh 75,000 by 20. You'll be getting 28,570. So what is the, you can see, what is the objective of debt equity ratio test? What is the objective of this? Tell me. Maximum number of shares. Here I have written. Here or there in the beginning. Maximum number of shares bought back. Maximum number of shares to be bought back. That is 28,570. Now debt equity ratio test 28,750. Come on, tell me. We got shares outstanding. Which is the least of the following? Least of the following is this one, no? Now, so company is qualifying all test. All test means all test is saying that shares outstanding test 31,250, resource test 39,000, debt equity ratio test. In all these cases, it is more than 25,000, no? So company qualifies all tests for buyback of shares and came to conclusion that it can buy maximum of 28,750 shares on 1/4/2016. I think 1/4/16, no? Yeah, 1/4/16. But however, company wants to buy back only 25,000 equity shares of 20 rupees. Here I am writing. Company qualifies all tests for buyback. Company qualifies all tests for buyback of shares. All tests for buyback of shares. And it can buy maximum of 28,750 shares on 1/4/16. However, company wants to buy back only 25,000 equity shares. 25,000 equity shares of rupees 10 of rupees 20 each. So now we can conclusion. Therefore, buyback of 25,000 shares as desired by the company is within the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Okay, this is all about your problem. Now, as I told you, the debt equity ratio test 28,750. The objective of the test is to find out the maximum number of shares. No, for this particular point, I will be giving you the alternative way of doing the problem also. Sir, what is the alternative of doing it? Okay. Alternatively, debt equity ratio test to find out maximum number of shares to be bought. Can be done as follows. Whichever is convenient you can do, but most of the problems have been worked out on simultaneous equation, but those who feel this is easy, you can do it. So what is the common points in this? The common points for that and this is that A, amount of loan funds you need. There also we got amount of loan funds, you can verify. We have already calculated. It is coming to 45 lakhs 25,000. I have already explained. Minimum equity to be maintained is half of this. After buyback is A by 2, 45 lakhs 25,000 by 2, 22 lakh 62,500. This also we have done under debt equity ratio test. First 2 points are same. Present shareholders fund, this also we have done. So these 3 points is same. I think these 3 points is same. In debt equity ratio test we have done it. Loan funds A same, minimum equity same, present equity. Up to these 3 points we can copy paste. Same. Even either go for simultaneous equation. Before you go to that, you need these 3 values. Even under alternative method also. Present shareholders funds, you got 31 lakhs 25,000. Now only the step that you should remember here is maximum permitted dilution. Is nothing but C minus B. Present shareholders funds minus minimum equity. Minimum equity be maintained after buyback. That means to this extent we can reduce. That is what present dilution is 8,62,500. To this extent we can reduce that. This is what, to this extent we can reduce the amount. That is what he is talking about. Okay, sir, how you got 8,62,000? Just for explanation I am telling you. So you see, you know that we got the 5,75,000 is the maximum buyback. Y value. What is Y value? Maximum permissible buyback of equity. And we got X value 2,87,500. No, I think revenue free reserves will be decreased by 2,87,500. Equity will be reduced by 5,75,000. This is the total 8,62,500 from where you got it. I repeat once again, 5,75,000 is maximum permissible buyback. Y value we got it. 2,87,500 is nothing but amount to be transferred X value. If you add these two, maximum permitted dilution. It looks very simple. Without remembering anything, the object is if you know, once you know what is the maximum number of shares to be purchased, you will be automatically getting CRR. I think this is much easy because you need to find out 575 separately using Y equation, X equation, X value 2,87,500 using simultaneous equation. Simple words, there is a dilution in the form of bought back of shares and also amount to be transferred to CRR from, tell me, amount to be transferred to CRR from present equity. So that is what, just how you got 8,62,500 I have explained you. So this is 8,62,500, you got it. Then after that, this is C minus B. Then here we are writing next, suppose we want number of shares, no? Suppose number of shares bought back is X. Suppose number of shares bought back is X. Number of shares bought back is X. So then now you write reduction in share capital. Rupees 10x nominal value. 10 rupees into shares bought back, that is X value, and premium on buyback, that is loss. You know that offer price of is 20 rupees, no, here 20 rupees, 20 minus 10, loss on how many shares? X number of shares. So here also 10x. If it is 30, 30 minus 10, you write 20, it will become. It's not 10, it's a coincidence, that's it. Don't confuse. This 20 rupees is offer price, 10 rupees is nominal value. Premium on buyback, it's a loss. Then transfer to CRR. We have learned already since no fresh issue. CRR is equal to nominal value, no? What is the nominal value? 10 rupees. Again, you will be getting 10x. So CRR is equal to nominal value of buyback, no? That is rupees 10. Now, a total reduction in equity is going to be 30x. Therefore, value of X is equal to 8,62,500 by 30. You can go for by 30. You are getting 28,750 shares, no? The same thing we got here. Okay, here also we got 28,750. My dear friends, clear? So I think instead of doing simultaneous equation, we can also find out alternatively, whichever is convenient. You remember once again, just you can let me repeat it again. How to go for alternatively? Point number 1, I need amount of loan funds the same. Either you go for, before you go for simultaneous equation, you know this information. Minimum equity maintained. I've already half of the loan funds, present shareholders fund, paid up capital plus reserves, maximum permitted dilution is the difference between C and B, and after that you are writing number of shares bought back is X, reduction in share capital 10, premium on buyback 10, and this already explained, the transfer to CRR 10, 30x you are getting, value of X is 28,750 shares. Okay, this is how you can work out. Now they are asking us to go for journal entries. Now I have told you, even though maximum is 28,750 shares, since company has decided to go for 25,000 shares, no issue. I told you it can be less than 25,000. It cannot be less than 25,000. The maximum number of shares can be more than 25,000 shares as desired by the company to go for buyback, or it can be equal, but it cannot be less than. If it is less than, you have to suppose instead of 28,750 you are getting 24,750. You have to buy 24,750 shares only. But since here 25,000 shares has been given, which is less than that, we can go for it. We can go for buyback of only this number of shares only. Okay, so let me come back to this journal entries. Write the heading general. Okay, first one, entry. Equity share buyback account debtor 25,000 shares, no? So it is coming to 5 lakhs. 25,000 to 20. Being buyback of 25,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at the rate of 20 rupees per share. Okay, only 3 entries you will be having. Second entry, you have to cancel the equity share, no? Equity share capital account debtor, equity share capital account debtor, securities premium account debtor. Why? Because you are paying 10 rupees excess, no? It is to be adjusted. Equity share capital 25,000 into 10 rupees nominal value. Always share capital is always either credited or debited with only face value, 2,50,000. Security premium loss, no? 25,000 into 10. This is premium on buyback is a loss. This is loss we are adjusting from security premium. You are reducing security premium if it is having credit balance. If you don't have security premium, you can use reserves and surplus also. And the revenue reserves also for writing it off. 2. Equity share buyback. Equity share buyback. Being cancellation of shares bought back. Being cancellation of shares bought back. This is second entry, sorry. Third entry, nominal value of shares bought back is to be transferred to CRR. We are having revenue reserves, security premium, P&L account. Let us use revenue reserves if we are having sufficient revenue reserves. So, third entry, revenue reserve account debtor $250,000 to capital redemption reserve. $250,000 being transfer of free reserves to CRR to the extent of nominal value of shares bought back. Nominal value of shares bought back through free reserves, Now since they are asking balance sheet, we need to go for it. This class is becoming lengthy, but I think at flow we have to go. I can't split this into parts. Okay, now I need to go for balance sheet. I have to go, no? So first I am going for notes to accounts. First notes, I think I need to go for share capital. Simple words, we have cancelled 5 lakh, no? 12 lakh 50 minus 5 lakhs. 7 lakh, sorry, 2 lakh 50,000. We are cancelling nominal value, no? What is nominal value of cancel? 2 lakh 50,000, sorry. 2 lakh 50. Buyback is 5 lakhs with premium, but cancellation is 2 lakh 50. So share capital. Now previously we are having 1 lakh 25,000. 25,000 shares has been cancelled, no? So we'll be getting 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. It is coming to 10 lakhs. This is point number 1. Point number 2. Reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. In this, we got revenue reserves. We have seen already revenue reserves 15 lakhs, no? 15 lakhs transferred to CRR. Two lakh 50,000. So it is coming to 12 lakh 50,000. Security premium has been used in, no? 2 lakh 50,000 given here has been used for writing of premium on buyback. It is nil. Then next, now the CRR, it is we got P&L account, sorry. P&L account, what is P&L account balance? 1 lakh 25, we haven't touched it. Now we are having capital redemption reserve transferred from revenue reserve. Capital redemption reserve 2 lakh 50, 1250 plus 250, 15, 16 lakhs 25,000 is the total. Okay. Then third, long term borrowings. Long term borrowings, we are having two values: secured 12% debentures, unsecured loans 1875 and 10 lakhs. 12% secured debentures, $18,75,000. Next, unsecured loans, $10 lakhs. $28,75,000. And we are having only one item for this current liabilities. No need to write directly, we can write the value there. Now, but I think current assets, let me go for current assets. Current assets is including bank balance, I have told you, no, that is what I am doing. Fourth point, current assets, including bank balance, we got 30 lakhs. And how much amount was paid? 5 lakhs, no? Including premium on buyback. First entry we have written. 5 lakhs. Current assets including bank balance 30 lakhs minus amount paid for buyback. Amount paid for buyback 5 lakhs, you are getting 25 lakhs. Now we can go for balance sheet. Messrs Competent Limited. As at 31st March 16. Particulars. Note. Amount in rupees. First one. Equity and liability. In this, shareholders funds, 1, we have already done that, 10 lakhs. 2, shareholders fund, in shareholders fund, share capital 10 lakhs, share capital 10 lakhs. This is A. B. Reserves and surplus. Just now we have done note 2. 16 lakhs 25,000. Next, second, non-current liabilities. In this, long-term borrowings, note 3, we got 28 lakh 75,000. And then last, third, current liabilities. Himself has given 16 lakh 50,000. You can go for totaling of it. 10 plus 16 lakh 25 plus 2875 plus 16 lakh 50. It is coming to 71 lakh 50,000. This is total. Now next, assets. In assets, non-current assets, property, plant and equipment, no change. Fixed assets is called as PP, 46 lakh 50,000. Then current assets, we have done note 3, note 4 I think. Current assets after adjusting that bank balance, amount paid for buyback, it is coming to 25 lakhs. This is total. I think you got clarity of thought on this. Please listen to it again, practice it. Okay. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. God bless you all. Thank you.